The Princess and the Pea by Hans Christian Andersen. Once upon a time there was a prince who wanted to marry only a princess, but she should be a real princess. So he traveled around his kingdom and all over the world to find his real love. His kingdom was rather big, and there were a lot of nice princesses. But every time when he came to their palaces, he understood that they weren't real princesses. It was very difficult to find out, but his heart always said to him, there was always something wrong with them. What shouldn't be? Years passed. Some journeys were very long. Sometimes it took him weeks to reach some overseas kingdoms. So the prince returned home sad, but he wasn't going to give up. The young man believed that one day his dream would come true, and he would get married and live happily with his beloved princess ever after. Very often he saw this fantastic life in his dreams. One night, a terrible storm happened there. There was a very loud thunder and very bright lightning. The sky turned black, and the darkness came to the ground. The rain was streaming down in torrents. Suddenly, the old king heard that somebody was knocking the city gate. Really, he was a very loving father and wanted very much his son to be happy. So he looked forward to seeing a real princess too. I don't know why, but he believed that she should appear when the ground was shaking of thunder. So he had a special feeling and hurried to the city gates. When the kind king opened the gate, he saw a very pretty girl. You can believe or not, but his heart said to him that the poor wet child was a real princess. The water ran down from her hair and clothes. The cheerful king asked her immediately if she was a real princess. He was sure that the answer would be yes. Her answer sounded so nice that he was ready to listen to this voice all his life. So he took the girl to the palace where the queen was waiting for them. She wasn't so trustful as her sensitive husband. Only facts could prove to her who was who. But she said nothing and went to the guest bedroom. There she put off all the bedding and laid a small pea on the bottom. Then she took 20 mattresses and laid them on a small pea. On this, the princess had to lie all night. In the morning, she was asked how well she had slept. The princess was a very polite and shy girl, and at first she looked confused. The king and queen were so kind to her, and she was very grateful to them. But the queen insisted and asked again how well the princess slept last night. So the girl didn't have any choice and told everything. It turned out that she couldn't sleep the whole night. Something very hard was lying in her bed. It was horrible. She complained that she was black and blue all over her body. The queen was happy when she heard these words. Only a real princess could feel a small pea through the 20 mattresses. Only a princess could be so sensitive. It was that wonderful moment when the prince saw his future wife. To tell you the truth, he forgot about everything. It wasn't important to him if she was a princess or not. He just fell in love at the first sight. At once, the young man understood that his dream came true, and it was his real love for all his life. Of course, the pea was put in the museum, and now you can see it there. People like to tell this story about 20 mattresses and a small pea, but we, of course, know the real truth.